How's it going, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision. Today we have a bunch of new gear to check out, and while we're getting started, let us know down in the comments what your EDC is today. So the very first item we're going to start out with, I already took out and put on, but I decided to go ahead and pick up a new watch. And I know I've said I will not travel down that rabbit hole, and I still don't plan on it. We'll see where this takes me, but picked up the Eco Drive Weekender Bryson chronograph here, and I'll have this link down below along with everything else you see in the video. But had an old, well, not an old, it was a new watch, but an older Casio, $50 or something like that, and just decided it was time. Love the band that comes with it, brown leather with the white stitching. I'm not a huge fan of the metal bands. I have some and I don't mind them, but I just find the leather to be a little bit more comfortable. I can see the metal, metal in certain scenarios, but for just casual watch wearing, I like the leather band. You'll have to let me know, what do you think about which band do you prefer, and are you traveling down any type of rabbit holes, specifically with watches or any type of EDC gear for that matter? But that'll be the first item right there, and I am pretty stoked about that. The next item that we're going to touch on is coming from Dispatch, and this is a fairly new knife company, and they're putting out a wide range of stuff when it comes to knives. And what we have here is one of their sets, and this is pretty cool. I told them to go ahead and send it along because we feature anything that has an edge. And what we have here is an entire throwing set. And, these aren't going to be coming in M390 steel or anything like that. These are just going to be a basic set of throwing knives, and it comes with a little pouch here to store everything in, and then they give you a little bit of extra room in here. But we are looking at 8 different throwing knives here. No, more than 8. 2, 3, 4. Is it a 10 sack? It's a 10 sack. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 in here. Woo-hoo-hoo. So single edge spear point. That is a... No. These aren't going to be real sharp anyway. Now this is a... Maybe it's not a faux edge. It's not sharpened. The points are what we need to be sharp here. Thin and pokey. We want these to stick in items. I was just curious as to, is that double edge? Because you see all kinds of different things when it comes to throwing knives. I know I owe some people a throwing knife video. Now, I'll have popped it up on the screen by now, but these are going to be very affordable. I think it's been a minute since I've looked at them, but I think these were under 25 bucks for the entire set. I just, for some reason, don't remember 12, but maybe I thought 8, and I don't know. But that's pretty cool to get a little starter set of throwing knives. This would be a set to see if you like throwing knives and like the idea of getting into it. As far as how, aerodynamic these would be and all that, they are ultra thin. We ain't going to be able to tell by just standing here looking at them. We'll have to actually get these out and take them out and throw them at some stuff and see how they work. But I do like that they come all individually wrapped, and you have a guard there on the tip. So very, very cool from Dispatch, and we have not seen everything from them just yet. We have quite a bit more to check out from them here in the future. The next item we have here, this is a very inexpensive pocket knife coming from Kesmo. And we've checked out some of their stuff in the past. And they dabble in, knives that come in well under 20 bucks. I think, they might have a knife that retails for right around 20 bucks. I think this one here, though, is going to come in right around the $10 to $15 mark. And they have it nice and oiled up, so it's not going to corrode in transit. We are looking at a liner lock, and yeah, this is going to be an assisted thumb stud and rear flipper knife here. We have a steel bolster with a G10 overlay here, or no, that's FRN. Steel liners, couple of standoffs, a window smasher here. And then we are looking at a tip down carry right hand only pocket clip. And like I said, these are like 15 bucks. Something if you need kind of a toolbox knife or junk drawer knife or something to throw in maybe the vehicle where you don't want to put a bunch of money into something just so you have a blade in the vehicle type of deal. This is kind of where I see this knife here. Or if you're looking to maybe get somebody into knives, get them their first knife and see how they react to their first knife. I've had a couple like this. They're butt heavy. They come with a decent edge on it. I'll include this in a separate video and we'll take a closer look at it in that video. But for the 10 to 12 bucks you're going to spend on this, kind of a knife that you could get and use it and not worry about it, put it wherever, and if something happens to it, lost, stolen, broken, not a huge deal, right, for 10 or 12 bucks. And this could equally be something you keep with you. Say you have a decent to a really nice knife and maybe you run into stuff where you don't want to put that nicer knife through it. You could pull this out kind of as a secondary beater type of knife. But I see, not my cup of tea typically, but I definitely see a place for all knives. And Kesmo, they do, a good job for the price point that they are typically in. And as far as the blade steel, I believe they're using 3CR13 stainless, so a very, very budget-ended steel. I have had talks with them about upgrading steels and upgrading their knives and that sort of thing. So we'll see what ultimately happens through that. Over the last month and a half, everybody's been on kind of a holiday and break, so we're going to see and dive into that and see what they have to say. But I'd love for them to kind of take the next step and get up to like a $30 to $50 knife and see what they can actually do. But they have put out some other models that are 15 to 20 bucks that were really solid that I think have since went out of production. Next up, we have a new Rock Tool multi-tool, and I am stoked about this. I love what Rock Tool puts out there on the market, and this is one we have never checked out before. This is the SK04, and I remember this now. I didn't remember what this was. But I do remember now, this is a good looking multi-tool here. The SK04, it's got this little hammer butt end. This is most certainly an outdoor geared package. We have a ferro rod here. How do we get it out? We have a pocket clip. That's a huge deal to me. And that's something I really, really look for. Having the pouch and the ability to carry some extra stuff is nice in certain scenarios, but I would prefer it if they all came with a clip and a sheath. That way you can decide kind of what you want to do, right? But going to be geared more for outdoors. We still have our pliers and wire cutters here. The pocket clip, we have the little hammer end here, and it's knurled. You also have a glass breaker here. How do we get this thing out? That's what I want to know. How do we get that out? We'll mess with it here in a minute. We are looking at a nice little diamond file and crosscut file here. We also have a pair of scissors, which is great. We have a liner lock here, spring-loaded scissors, and we'll do a more in-depth look at this as well in a separate video. I have a couple of multi-tools we need to take a look at here. And then we have a drop point blade that is partially serrated and locks up with the liner there. And that is nice. As far as the steel goes with this one, I'm not sure. I think it might be the 7CR, and that is fine, especially at the price tag these are going to be at. But I say that, and typically it's not something at least I'm used to, and I'm sure most people aren't used to hearing companies that make multi-tools using an actual real steel, not something they just found outside laying under a car. So Rock Tool and Next Tool, companies like them and Roxxon, they're starting to use actual real steels on their multi-tools. So it's a great thing. We have a wood saw here, which would definitely come in handy out in the field. And we have that ferro rod. How does that come out of there, man? And I'm sure there's no instructions. So I just gave it a little push from the other side, and there it comes out. But it is a whistle, and that is a ferro rod underneath this coating here, which is really cool. So you have quite a bit of capability with this little multi-tool here. Not little, but good size, I would say. And I believe, let's open this up. And we also have the ability to put, we have an all flathead mini flat and a bottle opener here, can opener. That's a can opener. You could use it as a bottle opener. Wire stripper there. And over the flathead, and those all lock via the back lock there. Not that flathead, this one here. We can put, I believe, this should be set up, or no, these are 1/4-inch bits. Oh, here in the handle, that's what it was, that's right. These are on a, it's not this. They have some where you can slide them over the Phillips head or the flathead, but what this is here is so you can, so yeah, this way. Click that down in there, and then you have a straight, that'll give you that entire thing as a handle and give you quite a bit of actual ability there. You'll be able to get quite a bit of torque on that. And that detent system is well thought out. You are going to be limited to the bits that you can get through them or the bits that you can find with a detent ball, but that's a nice little starter set, at least. Couple of Phillips heads, couple of flatheads, and then a T15 and a T10 here. So a decent little set of bits that come with it, and I'm sure Rock Tool either has already or will have more bits that you can buy after the fact if you wanted, or I'm sure that they exist out there where you can get some bits that will work with this. Not extremely common, but I'm sure becoming more and more common with all these multi-tools out there. But Rock Tool is definitely a company to keep your eye on if you're looking for a new multi-tool that isn't going to break the bank. Next up here, we have a flashlight coming in from Wurkkos, and this is going to be the TS10, and this is a new version of the TS10. The TS10 has went under a couple of revamps. Comes with a nice little charging cord there and a manual. And it's been under a couple of different revamps, I would say. And we'll definitely put that on there. I like this quite a bit. So we've had titanium versions. We've had aluminum. We've had steel versions. This should have a... There it is. They put it on the other side. We have a USB-C rechargeable battery here. Going to be an 18650. And that would mean you can have the ability to put other 18650s in here if you wanted to. But you can buy these TS10s in all kinds of different formats. What is that? Oh, you can just pull that off and charge the, okay, if you want to do that. So they give you two different ways to hop in there. Very nice. Look at that. Right on. That's kind of like a standby mode. And simple click to turn it on. And then just hold that bad boy down. And that'll cycle you through all your modes. And then a double click is turbo. Triple click is going to take you into your different settings. So this has a lot going on with it. And it's got a different interface. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. So what I did was just change how you can use the brightness. A triple click is going to, there, see how it steps, and then the other one kind of just has a continual graduation. This one steps, and then the other one doesn't, has kind of a constant wave. I prefer having the steps a little bit over the constant on, but that's going to be a standard standby light there. I forget what they call the mod that's in this. Damn, I can't think. I'm not a flashlight head by any means, or, you know, that's what it is, the TS10 Max. And I have, if I can get it here, that is a TS10 there, but a different format. So very, very cool. And you can see I've had that setting up there for a couple months, and I have it low, but the standby mode's been on that blue, and it actually doesn't kill the battery. Apparently, it's no different than just having it off. Somehow, some way, having that little standby light, it doesn't eliminate the power, as like you would think that it does. So pretty freaking cool from Wurkkos, and these are going to be very, very affordable. Let's go ahead and we'll get to the very last item. This is coming in from a company called VC Box. Now, this is going to be more on the tech side of things than it is kind of the tech and gear side of things, more than it is EDC. But that is the fun of gear and gadgets. And these episodes, we check out all kinds of different stuff. Now, I'm not extremely familiarized with the VC Box, and we're going to do a further video on this. But what this basically is a way to, you buy this box, and it's called a media box, and it gives you the ability to check out all the different shows and movies and so on that are on all of the different Netflix and Amazon and so on, but it's through this company and their app that they provide all that stuff with. So it's not technically Netflix and all that, but it's the shows that are on there. And you can also access the internet through this thing, get on different websites, and there's a lot that you can do with this little machine right here. And it's going to come with, obviously, all of the necessary stuff to get this thing up and running. We have our remote here, and that'll probably take a couple of AA's that might be included. I'm sure they probably are. Maybe they're in there. And then we have an HDMI cord here, which is nice. Looks like a decent heavy duty one. And then we have our power cable here. Very easy setup, guys. Very easy setup. I will do a video on the setup of this, but very, very simple. It's going to be plug and play, and then once you get into the actual machine, then you can kind of get it set up. But you plug in the HDMI and the power cord, plug this into the wall, and plug that into your TV. And then if you wanted, you could run a LAN cord through here. And also, it comes with a little receiver here, which you can use as an antenna. So very, very nice. I believe for live TV shows and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not extremely familiarized with this company and the VC box or these media boxes in general. But it seems like a really cool gizmo. I will say that these are not extremely cheap because of what they are providing. You basically buy the box here, and that is going to garner you all those movies and apps. So that way you basically don't have to pay for all the streaming services like Netflix and so on and so forth. You buy the box, and it's kind of a one and done type of deal. You guys will have to let me know if you have any experience with any of these media boxes or even knew about them, because I had no clue these even existed until very, very recently. You'll have to let me know, what was your favorite piece of gear from today's video? I love hearing from you guys down there. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That'll help push this video out there to more people. And if you like this type of content, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe, because I release daily videos just like this. I will put up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.